Welcome back, friends. If you're new here, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner, where I make purses and bags and project bags for makers like you. And for those who've been here before, welcome back. This week is going to be a nice long productive week, hopefully. We've got a 3-day weekend here in the United States, Labor Day. So I get Monday off. I'm going to have a nice long weekend. It's going to be super hot, but we're going to try and push through it and just do the best we can. Just try and push through it. So we're going to go ahead and work on the Moroccan blanket this week. Let me show you where I got so far. So we made all the corner squares, like little granny squares. And we put together one corner so far, so here's what it looks like. It's a little wonky because the color work section doesn't quite match up with the height of the squares, but that's what they're looking like in the corner. So I had to do the rest of the 4 corners, and then I might take a break from this for a while just because we've been making some good progress on that. I think I've got 2 border rows in the next kit, and then I start making all the squares that go around this center square. So that'll be good. And let me show you where we are so far on the quilt. Okay, so we're doing pretty good on the quilt so far. I've got all of my half rows. Haven't quite finished sewing those together, but I'm working on those. So I'm hoping to finish that up this weekend. And then we have our beautiful, beautiful backing fabric, which is all of the turtles. I don't know how I'm going to iron this. I basically just tried to take it straight out of the dryer and fold it carefully. So we are going to make a little extra trip to work this weekend and lay that out on the conference room table and cut it up and get it all going. And I made a diagram for myself so I don't mess it up. So here we go. We've got selvage to selvage edge, and then I only need 18 more inches on that side. So I'll have a pretty nice big chunk of fabric left. And then I need to cut 3 strips that are 96 inches long, 94 inches long, and line them all up and sew those selvage edges together. So that'll be a good project for me this weekend. In addition to, I've been editing all the Moments of Zen videos. So for those of you who have been wondering where those promised videos are, they'll either be one out already. I'll just sprinkle them throughout maybe midweek to just change things up. So they're going to be little short, under 10-minute videos, just compilations of things like when I went to the Oregon coast or Kauai, just beautiful, quiet videos. If the sound quality was good on the video, I'll just use the video as it was. If it was windy or something else, people talking, then I'll put some nice music behind it for you. So look out for those. And other than that, just starting my new audiobook. So I'm not sponsored, but I listen to Audible, and I love listening to audiobooks as I'm doing laundry, putting around the house. I tend not to listen to them while I sew because I really need to concentrate, and if I'm into a story, I might mess up what I'm doing. But I listen to them when I'm cooking and when I'm doing the dishes and all the usual chores. I just finished listening to The Outer Banks by Anne Rivers Siddons. I haven't read anything by her in a really long time, but in college those used to be my go-to books. It's a romance book, but a little elevated, so a little better than your typical romance books, dealing with real issues. I just love the way that she writes the characters. The descriptions are beautiful. Just you really get engrossed and immersed in the world that she creates. So I really loved listening to that. Last time I read it, it was before audiobooks were a thing. So it was nice to hear somebody do all the Southern voices, you know, and do all the accents, and that really brought it to life in another way for me. If any of you ever watched the 80s movie Heart of Dixie, that's based on another one of her books. I can't remember the name, but so that's the kind of thing that she writes. And just really good to get back into her. I might try another one by her, but I have downloaded the book Dune. My husband and I watched the movie, and he remembers reading the book when he was younger, but I never read the book. So I want to go back and really read the book, especially before the second movie comes out. I really enjoyed the first movie. I thought it was really well done, very cinematic, good storyline, obviously based on a really good book. So I want to listen to that. And we tend to share things, so especially if we're going on a trip or long drives and stuff, we will listen to a book together. So he can listen to this book on his own, on his device, and then I can listen to it. So we're not really listening to this one together, but we both have the opportunity to listen to it on our own. Other than that, just the nails are almost done. We got to do some beauty stuff this weekend. They just got like really chipped. I don't know if you can see that. Is it gonna focus? They just got like super chipped. It's just driving me crazy. And I'm getting them snagged on things, and this is why I don't do nails. But they're peel off nails. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel those off this weekend. And then also the hair is in desperate need of not only a cut, but a re-dye. So I might take you with me on that journey, have some fun. First I have to bleach it like super blonde, and then we put the pink in after that. So it's a two-step process. So I'll take you along with that. And as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you've watched more than one of my videos and you've come back for more, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. We've had an explosion of subscribers, so welcome to all of you. And I do have an About Me video if you want to go back and watch that or binge any of the previous videos as we're talking about the quilt. You can go back in time and watch all of those videos and get a good laugh at my poor math skills in the beginning. And then just anything you do with the channel, like, subscribe, commenting on a video, any interaction that you have tells YouTube that people are enjoying my content, and it suggests it to more people that watch the type of videos that you watch. So they'll get one of my videos suggested to them, and that helps to grow the channel. So I would love to have you join me in that. And on the subject of books and movies, have you been reading anything you really enjoy lately? Any TV shows or movies that you can suggest to me? I'm always on the lookout for stuff. I would love it if you put it in the comments below. Right now my husband and I are watching For All Mankind, and that's on Apple TV. We just signed up for Apple TV just for that show, so really enjoying it. It's 3 seasons where we just started season 2, and it is intense. It's hard for my husband and I to find things to watch together because we have such different tastes, and he's a real sci-fi fantasy nerd, and I do enjoy those shows, but it tends to be either not well made enough for me, or it's so well made that it like stresses me out, and that's this show. This show, like, totally on the edge of my seat. You know, I can't watch too many episodes in a row. We're also going to watch the new Lord of the Rings series. I have to go back and watch the movies. It's just been a long time, so I want to refresh my memory before starting that. But anything else you can suggest that you've been enjoying? Would love to get some suggestions from you. And I wanted to share a quote with you guys this week from the ever wonderful Morgan Harper Nichols. So inspiring. She's on Instagram, and she has these beautiful inspirational quotes and ideas on these beautiful artistic backgrounds, and I just love her stuff. Sometimes you'll see them at the end of my video. I have a quote at the end of my video, and I like using hers a lot. But as we come into September, wanted to share this one with you. So she says, let August be August, let September be September. Let yourself just be, even in the uncertainty. And doing this doesn't mean you're not doing anything. It means that you're slowly learning to trust. You can give your all in this life and also identify where enough is enough. No more wearing yourself out, trying to keep up with everyone. No more putting yourself down, trying to maintain impossible standards. No more holding back when everything within you is begging to breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. And Alex said it all those years ago, and it still rings true. Because perhaps even here, after everything you have been through, there is room for you to exhale. And there will be times where just breathing does not feel like enough, and you will feel the weight of the world pressuring you to be calculated and tough. And yet, even then, when you catch yourself breathing deep and letting go, that is when you'll know to just be. And even if it's just for a moment, it matters more than you know. You learned to keep breathing through August, and you will learn to do this in September too. You will find that when it comes to learning now to simply be, even here is room for you. That's just beautiful. So I just wanted to share that with you and invite you to just be. And let August be August. Let September be September. And just show up for whatever shows up in the world. And just know that you are enough. You have everything you need to handle the situations in front of you. And there's no need for you to steel yourself against them and harden yourself. That you can show up as yourself, and that is more than enough. So I invite you to think about that this week and take some deep breaths. Okay, let's get going on all the fun projects we have to do this week. Okay everyone, I'm going to take you along on the hair dyeing process. So here's where we're at right now, 50 shades of pink. So you can see all the roots are coming back dark. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Blondest Blonde, which is the 01 High Lift Extra Light Natural Blonde. Sometimes I can only get a hold of the number 2, and that one works also. So if you ever want to dye your hair fun, bright colors, you really have to start with lighter hair. So if you already have blonde hair, that's great. You're all set to go, just put the color in. But if you have darker hair, you have to get your hair a little lighter before you'll see that color. So I'm going to open up my box, get my gloves, and normally I'm supposed to do a root thing first. I can't be bothered. I hate doing all of this in the first place, so doing separate roots first, I don't know. I can never separate the roots. It doesn't really work out for me. So I go ahead and cheat and do that. So we're gonna mix the two together.
Oh, we're still here, flipping coins about what's to come. It starts getting cold and we don't know.
Okay, it's now time to wash this stuff out.
I guess we'll never
Okay, so we are back, and it is looking very grandma gray at this point. So I'm gonna let this dry before I do the pink, but in the meantime, I'm gonna stick with our theme here of Beauty Day, and I'm gonna do the Ohora nails. So what you do is you order them online, and this is not sponsored. I've just been enjoying this product. So you pick out the nails that you want, and usually there's a coupon for your first order. You get the lamp, and it's just this little UV lamp that you plug in, and you stick your nails under like you would at a salon. And I find this whole process pretty easy. Now I have a plug down here that I'm probably not going to be able to access, so I'm going to have to ask my husband for help. Greg? Yeah. Can you help me? Here we go. So you'll see it has a little light, and then you're supposed to stick your hands under there. Okay, so I'm going to tilt you so you can see what we're doing better here. So I got my little tray table set up. So each of these kits, you know, you can get the ones that are solid colors, you can get some that have really fun designs on them, whatever you want. And then your kit comes in this little tray. I'm going to turn this off, this is messing with our light source here. And then you get your sets of nails, and a little nail file, and a little press here. And Oreo is making an appearance in the shot. And you get little alcohol pads to clean your nails off with. And then in this case, well, in every case you get 2 sets of nails, but in this case, these ones are the fun ones on this side. So one's labeled basic and one is labeled point. So what I find is that you can get 2 good sets of nails out of this if you plan it out correctly. So you're supposed to like hold it up to your nail and figure out which one's gonna fit your nail best. I find my thumbs are really wide. So if I use all of these on the first one, then I don't have enough thumbs. Like on this set, this one's an okay size for my thumb, but this one is not. So I really need to take the thumbs from the fun one and mix and match those up. So then we need to decide which nails we're gonna do. Which ones are gonna be the fun ones, I guess, is the question. I will probably do the ring or the middle finger, and I'll definitely do one of the thumbs because I want to have, well, I guess in this case, the one time I do it I can have fun thumbs, and another time I do it I can have regular thumbs. So, decisions. Let's go for the fun thumbs. That's hard to say. Fun thumbs. Ah, and then they all have these little protector sheets over them, which are a pain to try and get off. There we go.
Reach the other side, and you start to doubt. I don't blame you, 'cause I feel the same. 'Cause a man can only hold on for so long, and we should be proud. All that we can do is hope for miracles, or just let it go. But honey, we have to be together here in the stormy weather. So I do always near. Can't seem to recall when it all began. It's almost like you were always near. You were always near. It's almost like we were always here. Can't seem to recall when it all began. It's almost like you were always near. Here in the stormy weather. So why do we hold on? Even if it hurts so, it's breaking us apart. I guess we'll never know how it feels to see the shoreline. We have to be together, stuck in the stormy weather.
Basically just hardened them, filed them down again, and then you can tell pretty much when you start filing if they're not hard enough. I usually do about, the light goes on and off for a set amount of time, so I usually do 4 or 5 times for each set of hands, and then the thumbs, and then I'll probably do a few more just for good measure. You can see some of them I cut a little short. I think I fixed it when I filed, but this one I definitely cut a little too short so that the fake nail doesn't exactly stick out over the regular nail, which is what you want, because otherwise if the fake nail is shorter than the regular nail, you're obviously going to see that, and then it's going to kind of chip off, or not chip off, but kind of peel off throughout the week as you do stuff. So you want a little overlap with the fake nail being a little longer than your regular nail. Okay, let's get this pink dye in and put on our dyeing shirt again. Okay, so now it is time for the pink. So I've been alternating between these two pinks. This one, if it'll focus, get my head out of the way, is the lighter pink. It's not even necessarily lighter, it's just a regular pink. And then this one is the metallic pink. You can kind of see on the sides here what colors we're talking about. I find that the metallic pink is a little bit darker of a pink, and it lasts longer. So each of them are lasts approximately 10 shampoos. I wash my hair every day, so that's like 10 days. The lighter one, the normal one, I find, yeah, it says lasts 5 to 10 shampoos. I think this lasts more like an actual week, whereas this one lasts more of 2 weeks. So we're gonna get into this. And this one comes with the little brush, which I used to use, and now I just do it the way I do everything else because I can't be bothered. And it comes with a bunch of gloves, but I'm just going to use regular latex gloves here because they fit my hands better. The gloves they give you don't really fit my hands very well. So we're going to put those on. And this dye is super important to wear the gloves. Even when I'm washing out my hair, I have to put another glove on because this will dye your hands and get under your nails and everything. So we do this, and this is where I really have to watch the hairline and make sure that I don't get a lot of it on the hairline. So here we go.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees.
Okay, so here we are. We're gonna wash this out now. Oh, we gotta turn the timer off. That's gonna keep beeping. So here we go. I gotta put another glove on because it's gonna get all over my hands otherwise. And then it is gonna stain the sink slightly. So after I'm done with this, I will have to use a little bit of bleach and really wash the sink out good to get it out of there. And also like stains your pillowcase and all that fun stuff. So what I try and do is I use shampoo and conditioner at this point. It kind of takes away one of your washes, unfortunately, but especially with the metallic one, I find that it gets on more stuff. It like rubs off on more stuff. Like if I'm sweating and then my hair's damp and then I lean against the couch, it's gonna get on the couch. So just want to be extra cautious and wash some of it out first to really wash it, because if I just rinse it, there's still going to be a little bit of dye in there, I find. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. And I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way.
So here's what it looks like. Yay. You got that going on. Very cool. Show you the back. Okay, so this is much shorter. This is my problem with getting haircuts, is like I love the sides and the back are totally what I wanted for shortness. Let me turn you this way. So like look, like super, it's not gonna focus on that now. Super short, goodness on the sides. And then the top, I want long. I want it long, and it's not long. So I apparently don't know how to communicate this correctly, because this happens every time I get my hair cut. But it's nice and edgy with the pink. Okay, here we are at work, and the air conditioning is on, which is really good. So I'm going to show you my office. It's a mess right now because we're clearing out all the shredding. But here it is. So I've got 2 windows. It's right off the parking lot. Very convenient. And then I've got all my frames up here. And I've got a standing sitting desk, which is nice. And then all the old school furniture that was left behind when the lady before me retired. I didn't want to lose all of that desk space, so I just lined the tables up there. And then we have this wall over here. I'm going to get rid of the treadmill because I don't really use it, but I have the bookshelf. It's kind of a weird building because this wall here is part of this like I don't even know what it is. It's a material that can't be penetrated. So you can't hang anything on this wall. Originally this bookshelf was on the other wall, and I was trying to hang all those frames you just saw up here, only that didn't work because I couldn't get anything in the wall, not even anchors or anything. So I wound up moving the bookshelf over there and putting them all on this wall. So here's where I sit. I got myself a nice little rug just to make it comfy cozy. And then here's the view from my office. So it's kind of a weird configuration. I've got a door over here and then a mailroom door over here. And then my little coffee station. So I decided to put the desk here just so that I can see both doors. It means I don't really see out the windows, but I can always turn around and see out the windows later. And then I'm connected to our little mail room. So it's kind of a funky little space with all the mailboxes and the copy machine and this old school desk. So this whole building, like all the faculty offices, have these old school, like 1950s heavy metal, like government desks. So it's really interesting. So I kind of moved this whole space around as well, just to open it up. It had like a dividing cubicle wall, which didn't make any sense to me. So some people like to sit at the desk while they're making copies and grade papers and stuff. So we've left the desk in here for that. And these mailboxes are just really old and falling apart. So hopefully at some point we can replace them, but you know, budgets and all that fun stuff. So that's it. That's my office.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Call me, tell me I'm alive, pull me, fill me up inside here. In the silence of the space, we all find the conclusion, break our illusions, way beyond seeking ourselves. Floating in my mind, taking what I find, how it is to where it's come and why it's meant to be. Dreaming I could lay in fields of Claude Monet. Sirens call my ear and I hear beautiful creatures sing to believers way beyond seeking themselves. Tonight, oh tonight, I wonder if tonight is when I will feel it again. Tonight, I wish to live, I wish to stay. In the light, in the dark, on the verge of who we are, we solemnly reach for the stars. Tonight, I wish to love you all the way, all the way. Naked to the bone, opening my soul to how it is, to where it's come, to where it's meant to go. Freedom is within, harmony begins. When all our conclusions break our illusions.
Okay, friends, that's it for this week. Got a lot done. I know I didn't show you everything. You're thinking it's 3-day weekend and all she did was do her hair and her nails and the backing fabric. What's up with that? I did actually start on the front of the quilt as well, sewing all the strips together, and I'll have that footage in next week's video because this one was just getting kind of long. Okay, so here's where we're at. We got the backing fabric all sewn together. You can see the joint there, one of the seams. So not too bad. I feel like the fabric's busy enough where you're not going to see a lot of that. So that's good. Had a slight mishap there, as you saw. Picked the hottest day of the year to go to work to cut that fabric out, and I was just so hot and sweaty, and you know, I was like, oh, I want to give myself a couple of extra inches there because it's kind of wonky and I don't know if it's going to be straight in the end, and I'd just like to have a couple of extra inches. And instead of just adding like 3 inches, I added 10 inches on the first cut, which threw me off, and then I think the last cut I actually cut too short, or I didn't have enough fabric by the end. I can't remember how it went, but I got home and started sewing the pieces together and realized the third piece was too short. So I had to pick it out a little bit. So then I had to cut out a small strip to sew onto the end of that third piece, which at least was the least wide piece, so that was good. Sewed it on the wrong direction the first time, so you'll see me, I seam ripped all of that out, had to sew it on the correct direction, and then sew that final piece together. So you know, at the end of the day, I don't think you're really gonna notice it. It's the back of the quilt, and it'll be fine. Only I and you will know that that's got like a patch in it that was cut incorrectly. So here we are with the quilt front. I started sewing all of the strips together, all the rows together. So I decided to cut this, or split this up into several chunks. So I did 5 rows at a time, and then once I get the 5 rows sewn together, I'll sew all of those together in a big giant thing. This whole thing is just a lot of space it takes up. I don't know how people do this regularly in their house. Any of you quilters? How do you do this? I had to clear off the entire sewing table just to have room for this thing to spread out. I had to have my husband hold the backing fabric up for me as I was sewing the pieces together so that it didn't touch the ground or get dog hair on it or any of that stuff. So I don't know, sewing the 5 strips together is pretty easy. When I go to sewing the whole thing together and it's 20 strips, I don't know what that's gonna look like, but it's gonna be really big and I'm gonna need help. And I still haven't found a long arm quilter, so that's the next step, is to research that. Editing Heather here. I didn't even mention all of the stuff behind me. The reason I recorded on my couch was to show you all of the kits. So all of those bags of yarn behind me are the kits that I've gotten in the mail that we still have to do for both of those blankets. So just so you have an idea of when you're like, there's no deadline, why is she freaking out about these blankets? It's because I have piles of those each month's kits coming in and I'm not getting very far. So I wanted to show you that and then I totally forgot to mention it. We have gotten it done, people. We have gotten all 4 corners done. So excited. So excited. The whole thing is one big square now. You can see it. And so the next step will be sewing, or the next step will be crocheting a couple more border rows on there before we do all the little squares. So I'm really excited about that. And since we're going to be jumping into Christmas in October, I figured let's start with some fall stuff now, even though it's 95 degrees outside. So I found this book that I bought last year at this time. It's a poem for every autumn day. It's very, very cool. And it's just a collection of poems from lots of different poets, some older ones, some newer ones. So it's just very interesting. So I might pick out a few poems to read for the rest of this month before we get into Christmas. Get into Christmas early. So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and a relaxing weekend if you're watching this on the weekend. And I hope you've had a chance to go look at some of the Moments of Zen videos. I've posted 2 of them now, and I'll just keep posting those midweek until I run out of them. and hopefully in October I'll be posting 2 videos a week at least. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next week. Love you. Bye.